What is this? Character number 4? This is my melee fighter. I'm using an Unchained Barbarian. I switched to Invulnerable Rager as my archetype because I like damage reduction. That's basically it. Um, oh yeah, I went for Skinwalker and I went Were Crocodile. Because I like ferocity. So basically, when I should pass out and bleed out, I instead just keep fighting. I still bleed out, like I still take damage every turn, but until I get to negative, what's my constitution? Negative 16 hit points, I get to keep going. Also, he's got swim speed, um, dark vision, bite, but ferocity is probably mostly where I'm going to land on that. Shizuru. I don't remember Shizuru at all. Tell me about yourself. Goddess of ancestors, honor the sun and sword plates, Tianza. So this is a Asian crocodile. Um, Makes sense to me. I probably have a trait that explains why I decided that. Um, so I think I have the yes. So I have it checked currently to calculate as if I was raging, as if I had my shape changed, and I was taking ferocity. And we're going to go ahead and check off power attack just so that all my math is done for me. Okay. So my strength is 18. When I shape change, my strength is 20. Constitution, again, is way up there. He's going to be frontline fighter, barbarian. He's not going to be wearing a lot of heavy armor. Wisdom is 8. Again, this is a character I'm thinking of being relatively rash, willing to run into the fray of melee combat with big heavy weapons and just mix it up. I don't have any interesting. Oh, excuse me. I don't have any interesting choices to be made here yet, so I get fast movement and I get rage. Do I have skills? I have 4 skill points. That's pretty good. I took handle animal, intimidate, survival, and use magic device. You may be noticing I like use magic device as an item. I feel like everybody can use a few points of that. I took power attack as my feat because I'm a melee fighter. Um, let's see here. +2 bonus to my initiative checks. Berserker of the Society for additional rage. Oh, and I get a free Masterwork weapon to start with. So anytime I'm using an Earthbreaker, I get a +1 trait bonus on attack weapons. That's pretty good. And I went with Earthbreakers because my goal is at level 6, not that that's relevant to this video, at level 6 to take Vital Strikes, or Vital Strike, which doubles the amount of dice, so having more dice is better than having less dice. And it's just a big, scary two-handed weapon I can swing at people. My drawback is that I am unlearned, so all knowledge skills besides dungeoneering, I can't even attempt to roll. Dungeoneering, um, I'm not trained in. Well, we just saw, so I still can't make a test if the DC is over 10. This guy is a bona fide idiot. Um, and I like the idea that because of his skinwalker nature, he's kind of more on the animal sides of things, right? He's more animal than man in some ways. And one of those ways is he has not done a lick of studying. This whole like advanced knowledge thing is totally beyond him. Um, he's into like killing dudes and not falling down when he should fall down. I made a custom Earthbreaker. It's 2d6 plus 12 with power attack and rage and shape change. I called it Crush Maul. I think I'm very witty because crush is what you do with it. Maul can refer both to a large hammer and 2, a kind of attack or injury. You can be mauled. In this case, you were being mauled with a maul. That's it. I think I'm very clever. The important thing is that it does 2d6 plus 12 points of damage when you hit somebody, which is grotesque. He's wearing lamellar leather armor. It's light armor, so he retains his move bonuses. It's plus 4. I don't have a dex bonus, so the max dex plus 3 doesn't bother me. He's a frontliner. He's level 1, so even if I wanted to buy magical items, there wouldn't be anything interesting to put there. A summary of my special abilities. I get 10 rounds of rage a day. I feel like that's pretty good. If I wanted to, I could rage and I could hit somebody with my power attack and my bite attack if I was not ferocious. He's got 16 hit points and 2 temporary hit points. He's a barbarian. I don't know what else you want from me. Oh, I had to do a manual adjustment because Hero Lab was miscalculating things. That's not interesting. Alright, and this is the level 5 version of the same character. This is the one instance where I have taken hit points as my bonus instead of skill points, explicitly because I think of this character as an idiot. My Skinwalker heritage didn't change. My strength now goes up to 21. This is again the sort of thing where when I hit level 8, it would matter. Barbarian powers. I took Power of Stance plus 2 bonus to melee damage. Auspicious Mark. I think it's once per day. I can roll a d6 plus 1 and add it to a d20 roll. So if I take a swing at somebody and I'm pretty sure I just barely missed, I can try and push myself over the edge with that. So there are probably actually better rage powers to take, but I really like. I mean, of course, I liked more damage, but I really like the idea of having a minimum of plus 2 to any given action once per day. Extreme endurance, fire and cold, whatever. Take whichever one you want. I get damage reduction. There it is, DR2. I can still handle animal, intimidate, survive, and use magic device. No significant movement there. And like, none of these bonuses are outrageous, right? That's a plus 8, that's a plus 8, that's a plus 7, that's a plus 5. It's fine. Feats, I took Reckless Rage. So when I power attack, while I'm raging, if I power attack, an additional -1 to hit and an additional +2 to damage. So basically my power attack acts as though I were one step higher than I actually am in the progression. And then I took Furious Focus, which the first time I hit somebody with power attack, I don't take the penalty. And since I intend to be a Vital Striker, that's super good for me. None of the rest of this stuff changed. We go into my weapons, and my weapon is obviously super, super important to this character, so I've actually gone ahead and spec'd it out. So this is now pull it up, +2 Earthbreaker. I just did a straight +2. I could have done a +1 and then added, for this character, probably Acid. Just theoretically would be a little bit better, but I wanted the +2 bonus to hit because I've got 2d6 plus 22. If that was 3d6 plus 20, that would also be fine, but it only matters if I can actually connect with my weapon. And since I didn't have room to take weapon focus yet, you see it's noticeably missing from my feats list. No weapon focus means I don't get that bonus +1 to hit, so I went, you know what, we're just going to go all in on my basic bonus. So it's just a +2. It's not +1 thundering or shocking or burning or whatever. None of that nonsense. 2d6 +22. Pretty good. I can hit one guy in the face really hard with a hammer. I still named it Crush Maul because it entertains me. +1 Mithril Chain Shirt. So it's still light armor. It costs a lot more money, but it's only 1 AC better. I think it's Mithril expressly because I could not afford a +2 chain shirt and I wanted to do something else to make it fancy. It makes the arcane spell failure go down. I don't care. It makes the maximum dex go up. I don't care. It'll probably also reduce the armor check penalty. That might be the thing I actually got out of it. But yeah, it's just Mithril Chain Shirt is better than regular Chain Shirt. That is the entire reason I spent that money. I don't think any of the rest of this is in any way important. I'm still ferocious. I'm power attacking at a -3 +6 while I rage. -2 +4 while I'm lucid. Powerful stance, which is of course the stance that I will use. I only have one stance. Gives me +2 damage. So while I'm not raging, and my damage comes down. In fact, we'll turn off my shape change. Here we go. So 2d6 +14. There's an 8 point of damage difference when I don't have all of my bonuses stacked up. But I like having all of my bonuses stacked up. Makes me happy. Let's see, I can rage for 18 rounds a day now. We already covered once per day I get the auspicious mark, and I have 10 temporary hit points. So 10 temporary HP isn't a ton, but it's probably about a hit's worth, depending on what I'm fighting. I have 56 hit points, so 66 while I'm raging. That's pretty good. I feel like this is one of the shorter videos, but there's he's a marshal in Pathfinder. There's not that much interesting stuff to say about him. He's gonna roll up. He's gonna hit people real hard. He's level 5. He doesn't even have an iterative attack yet, unless I change shape and I go in for the bite, which I can do, but bites are not that powerful, so I probably will stick with my ferocity. Next level, I will pick up a iterative attack, and I'm going to immediately give it up so that I do 4d6 +22 instead of 2d6 +22. So that's it. That is the Were-Crocodile Kin Skinwalker, my Unchained Barbarian melee frontliner. Once again, if you have any questions about why I made particular choices that I did, let me know. I will endeavor to answer them. And that about wraps that up.